EIT Culture and Creativity. I will come up and sit next to you.
That was
It's okay. It's okay. One second. Let me do my mask. No, sorry. No. I did my muscle on the right foot. I'm fine.
Let's give it a minute.
I'm fine, thank you. We had to have one of those, and usually it's me. You had this happen. Okay.
Yanni works a lot. A lot. I think after this she needs a lot of attention.
No, but I wanted this to be an engaging event, and I want you and all the people to engage with us and have impact afterwards. So it was a unique opportunity that was put in like a 4-hour schedule, and it had to be done with.
But it was a fantastic. First of all, thank you for being at this hour. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for the panelists. They're amazing because I came a little bit earlier for some meetings, and I got the glance and let's say the sensation of what is Cypriotic, culture and creativity possibilities. And I met these beautiful colleagues already, and Styliani, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity again. IT culture creativity. We are new, so we are the 9th. You heard a lot acronym pick, the Knowledge Innovation Center. The 9th last, not last, but the 9th, we are going to have water soon enough. And it was already a great opportunity for the cultural sector. It came this possibility to finally be heard, because I personally come from the cultural heritage sector. I'm a little bit interdisciplinary, but IT culture creativity was a big bombastic, let's say, news and possibility for unfortunately underestimated sector to be productive, to be business creative, to be sustainable. So this is where we end. So IT culture creativity gives you the platform and the networking possibilities, mentorship program that you heard a lot these few hours, and grants. But we don't want to be like a normal grant giving body. We want for you, when I say you, all the possibilities of creation. Creation is multi-interdisciplinary. We are not talking creation just culture, artistic way. Creation in the film industry, media, communication, gaming, fashion, name it, architecture, but not in a classical way. So creation in the different sector, we can also communicate a lot with our motherhood, sisterhood, KICS. So we have a lot of this opportunity. And this is what we are established. A very stable platform networking possibility for you to create, to be sustainable, to learn how to pitch, to learn how to give your ideas moving forward. And we want this synergy not to be only from the institutional sense, from the public sector, but artists, innovators, entrepreneurs. Yes, former researchers are welcome, but let's do this sooner. So we are giving the community of open communication, transparency, and creation of altogether the creation of the idea. So my fellow KICS, they're very specified. Maybe for you we are a little bit broad, but we are indeed not. So we want to give you the platform of being heard, of giving your ideas on the market, and to be productive in that sense. So this is my, let's say, more philanthropic approach to what is IT culture creativity. And I hope I answered your question, not in a dull way, I hope.
No, very nice, and it leads me very nicely to RIS. We know the challenges of setting up a center of excellence in the heart of the city, at the heart of the creative sector's neighborhood. So what were the challenges that you have faced, and how can we promote innovation and have Nicosia and this quarter be a hub of innovation using with the backdrop of the cultural and creative industries?
Thank you, Styliani. Just to put some framework in this, CTN was happening for our guests especially. Okay, creating innovation in a about in the old city is a challenge, of course. We as a capital city, which is divided since 1974, have faced major challenges. The city was cut in two. We had societal, economical, and environmental challenges that are still evident in the city, in areas in the city. We are a city that was rich in history and cultural heritage, but we have a huge human capital. We have the biggest number of universities, research institutions, centers of excellence, and students. So when we developed our strategy in 2014-2020 strategy, with guru Mrs. Maria Mavro, that's in front of me, leading this effort, as we created this integrated sustainable urban development strategy. We consider the cultural creative industry as one of the biggest challenges and biggest assets of the city as well. So we created this project which is called Creative Industries Quarter, and actually has 5 smaller projects under it, 4 of which are already implemented. One is the building here, one is the building opposite, and the other 2 are mainly have to do with the streets around this area. So we corrected facades, we have corrected the accessibility to the city, and the idea behind this is to provide for the cultural creative industries. Setting up the Science Center of Excellence through the RIS teaming project was a huge challenge because a city was leading it. So bringing 5 universities together, University of Cyprus, University of Cyprus, Cyprus University of Technology, Max Planck Informatics, and University College of London, was a big success, but a challenge as well. So we managed to set up this center here in the center of the city, and the science plays a pivotal role in this effort because it brings everything together. Actually, it brings collaboration, it brings research, innovation, it brings new, it integrates new ideas in this building, like the EIT and like the Digital Innovation Hub. So it helps to bring everything together and also connect all the dots. And it also helps Nicosia to bring more collaborations in the city. So we want the stakeholders to work together. We are not there yet. We have great challenges. We have built the infrastructure, let's say. We have set up a makerspace, a fab lab. It's open for everyone to use the co-working space. We have the researchers to work with people. But it's a huge stepping stone. So I hope that in the next couple of years we'll be able to bring these public-private partnerships and work closer with the cultural and creative industries, give more space, and maybe find the ways to give funding as well, and bring the stakeholders closer to the center, to the city as well.
Before I come to Joanna, I want to pick on something that the 2 ladies have told me separately, but it's quite important. Caris was interested for accelerators for creative and creative industries, and you were talking about support.
Yes.
So I think the one was asking the question that was the answer to the other.
Correct.
So it will be nice to be able to have these collaborations that come from EIT, because the EIT has the kids and also has the cross-cutting actions. So this support coming to the cultural and creative industries is really important, not just for the sector and the neighborhood, but also to be able to, what you said, is communicate the output to the people. And that's where I think, Joanna, you come in. Tell us a bit about your role before we go into the other question, because I think it's very interesting.
Hello everybody, thank thank you for the invitation here. It's a pleasure to represent the Deputy Ministry of Culture here today. I am the Director of the Contemporary Culture Department of the Ministry. And as you all know, perhaps except Ivana, we're a newly established Deputy Ministry. And we're exactly at the stage where we're now actually crafting our new strategy. It has been long overdue, but it's finally the time. We are taking into account entrepreneurship and sustainability for the cultural sector as one of our main pillars. And we are working on a 5-year action plan on how actually we can implement all these long overdue strategy lines that have to be taking place in the next few years. Our first action before starting the action plan is to make an extensive research and take up the vibes of all the cultural stakeholders, being the public, the professionals of culture, and other policymakers, and see how we can combine an approach that will be also top-down and bottom-up, and find the solution that can actually has a sustainable long-term result. This is why we're here today, to see how we can collaborate. We've been collaborating with Cyens for I think most of the years of its existence, very successfully, and we do consider them as an important part of this ecosystem relating to technology and research and all these creative cultural industries that we want to make. We want to make these two sides accessible to each other. From my personal experience as a researcher and a coordinator of the Horizon program, I have to say that I do admit, we all do, I think that there is still work to be done in bringing together culture and technology with culture and entrepreneurship. There are some hybrid personalities that can bring it together, but there's still a lot of work to be done to find a common language and get it up and running.
And this is where we could step in. This is why we were kind of creative. So yeah, that is the point. Absolutely.
That is why I brought you today together on this panel. Maybe I should have done this one privately, but I think it's good to do it openly as well.
The people of different speciality also, if there's somebody still looking us online, tracking us online, that they hear what really cultural creativity wants and can do, and what really we can establish all these possible collaborations. But about the policies, what you mentioned is you can use, we already did some research. We are indeed culture and creative sector. And I do come from research. I was a former scientist, very much in the laboratory, then I exited in the business world. This sector, cultural creativity, has the biggest possibility, I will not give you now the correct number, of a lot of millions of euros of creation and production. This is what we have to be very loud about it. And how to have this impact is not
Trillion of euros.
Sorry?
Trillion.
Trillion.
Only the event industry globally would be predicted to raise 2 million trillion.
Yes.
2 trillion until the end of 2030.
Let's say.
That's only the event industry. It's around this creative.
So how to make the approach better? I mean, this is why we are here, to do the trainings, to give you this support, to come together with solution and to be very vocal in policy making and be to match and to learn from each other. So you can see us as the middleman of all the learning possibility from other different municipalities or countries or institutions and etc. And also very much invoking all the NGOs, organizations, museums, artistic performance, theater association. This is the moment for you. So this is what we can do. Digitalization, and this is the very short. We have 5 pillars, and it's architecture, cultural heritage, but it's gamification. So we are going for that very much. Fashion, which already said, and media and communication. How to, in the proper way, like Styliani commented, produce what you produced, the outputs, the KPIs, how to communicate it, and how to put it out there in the media.
And I'm not using the EIT Echo Hub off, but I'm also adding another hat on with the Cyens. We're also here, we have work that is on the leading edge of arts technology. We are one of the first institutions that I think brought artists in their research teams to actually be able to communicate the message and have artists in residence in an interactive media center. We have a virtual production studio. There are different startups around us that do use this information. Actually, even in my team, Alkis has in music, and he's dealing with all the technology, again, with the music. So we want to offer back, and we want to take your advice with the things as well. Actually, the project Iwana was leading. I want to say a bit about it, because it was at the edge of culture and digital.
Yes, we just finished the Horizon program, SCSA project called Green. It was in a way trying to redefine cultural sustainability, especially for small and medium-scale museums and their interaction with technology. It brought up some very important realizations for us all. At that point, I was leading a small medium museum, and I was on the other side of things. The project was written honestly to express the needs of those small museums and find practical solutions. And I think it was very helpful for us at that point, but it has been very helpful for me as well, because it took a lot of policy briefs and a lot of things like that that helped me to realize that we can also be very important and in expressing these things through government voices. And I used to work then for the Bank of Cyprus. And it was always difficult for me to explain the needs of culture foundation in the bank. And I thought that this would change when I entered the government. But it's exactly the same. You still have to pitch for your project.
That horrible answer is like, but what culture and creativity produces? This is what we are unfortunately still encountering, and that's why finally 2022 we stepped in and we are trying to make these changes.
Okay, so now I'm going to make it about Alkis and me. So, how do you envision the role of the RIS Hub? It will enhance the cultural and creative landscape of Cyprus, and how can you collaborate with us?
Well, in these 2 days I see that you are extremely very active. This is your results of, and I met already the colleagues from online. How to start the engagement, first of all, promotion. I see that still there is some impediments, because I was speaking with different colleagues, still not clear knowledge what is RIS Hub, maybe this promotional sense, but more locally in the with association promotion, not on the municipality, not on the public, let's say, level. That will be a good approach, what exactly you can offer. I know it's very repetitive, but that is business. We're talking now business, and culture can do business. And you can start, from my point of view, first step like that. Then, organization, how we can step in. Again, a little bit, we already heard from the other KICS training programs, mentoring programs, because we have how to make the business creation, how to transform the idea of the culture and creativity. So let's collaborate together. Can be online, can be virtual. I know it's a little bit dull, but start to organize this kind of events. And use us again. We can maybe make a planification of similar interests, and so that we can give you the opportunity of connecting with similar ideas from different countries or from different institutes. This is how I see the expansion, and I see this region is very, very valuable, but it's still not put on the map, and this is what we can help. So internationalization, make the internationalization of this, we can invite you on some of our events or on some other, it's not conference based, it's more very interactive, let's say, possibilities. This is how I see your, very progressive possibility.
Great. Thank
I'm
you.
positive. No, again, but I'm a former researcher. I do data. I'm working with finance, so this is pure number equals possibility, realistic possibility.
So you can be both. You can be cultural and creative and numbers.
You have to be yourself, your manager.
Yes. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will stay on the chair if you allow me.
Of course.
So, thank you. Thank you so much. And, oops. Where are you? So it's not just me. So I will invite the other panel upstairs, on the stage. And I'm using this, I'm going to call Dr. Antigone Komodiki because she just got her PhD yesterday. So that's why I have to use the title. Wherever you want, Antigone. Dr. Κωνσταντίνο Κωνσταντίνο, I don't remember your last name, I have it Eloizu.
Είμαι doctor, αλλά ευχαριστώ.
Εμείς Ελένα Πουλή.
Ευχαριστώ.
So this is the last panel before the closing remarks. And I've worked with the two ladies. I haven't worked with you, Constantino, but we've met at a few of the events. I think I will start with you, Antigone, but before I start, I want to make a point. The lady and the gentleman here are two of the success stories for EIT. Konstantinos has worked with EIT, the Climate Kick, and with Chrysalis Leap, so they were there at the start of your journey. And Antigone has worked with EIT Health for accelerators for youth, I think it's university students. Exactly, to bring out products. So we are finishing up with two of the success stories to see what the outputs can be. And Elena here can provide us with additional insights of what other connections we may have with EIT from what the Deputy Ministry of Research and Innovation and Digital Policy does. So you can see on how this is a very fitting ending panel for today. And thank you all for staying with us this day. So, Antigone, tell us a bit about you and JA. JA.
So thank you for the invitation. I'm happy to be here with you all. Junior Achievement is a member of Cyprus is a member of Junior Achievement Worldwide. Maybe the biggest organization in the world that promotes entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and work readiness to young people starting from sometimes the pre-primary level up to the university level. The worldwide organization is more than 100 years old, yet in Cyprus we are very young. But I must say that we have achieved a lot the last decade that we are active here in Cyprus. At this moment, we are implementing 14 different programs. We are reaching around 7,000 kids and students. With the support, we are not doing this alone. We have the support of the industry, the support of the research centers, the support of the schools, the teachers, the universities, the professors, the mentors, the tech bloggers, and so many other people. So thank you all, many of you that are here, are part of JA. Thank you for supporting us. We are only 8 people. We couldn't reach 7,000 students alone. I must say, before I get to maybe more in the EIT discussion, that even that we are reaching 7,000 kids and young people per year, we only reach 7% of the total population. And we are not happy with these results. To be happy and to see the results, research says that we should reach 50%. So this is our goal for 2030 as JA, and this is the reason why we invite more and more partners and people and European partners even more to support us, because we want to reach that milestone.
Great. Tell us a bit about your experience with EIT. And I know I don't have, we can be the way through, but tell us a bit more about that, and then I will make a couple of comments that I think with the colleagues here we can help for some more support coming through.
Okay, so the truth is that all the support of EIT came to us through Junior Achievement Europe. It is our regional offices. They are very strong, they are very passionate about their work. So I am passionate about my work too. So I keep getting more and more opportunities when they have open calls. The first one came up 2 years ago with the EIT Health and the I-Days. I-Days are 1 or 2 day events that we bring together young students to work for the production of generation of ideas in the field of healthcare. In Cyprus, and we are very proud of that event, we were focused on cancer. And one of our startups, Mamocheck, is established, and they have been offered space, and they are working with Cyens now, which for us, it is maybe our greatest achievement of all years. Students that they met in our event, with the support of EIT, they have achieved this milestone to register as a company and be supported to get out in the worldwide system. Because Cyprus is too small, it serves as a pilot as a test. So the new companies can get out in the real world, not the real world, I'm sorry, in the bigger, let's say, ecosystem. So that's one program that we collaborate with the EIT Health, and we also collaborate with the EIT community, mostly with EIT raw materials, for one program that is called Girls Go Circular. The aim is to bridge this big difference, this gap between the boys and the girls that follow careers in STEM. So through that program, which is fully online, nevertheless, in many of the cases, we do bring the girls together in the same room to implement the online program, because they feel more comfortable to do it when we are around. And we have achieved around maybe 500 girls the last 2 years, which is a huge number for Cyprus. We struggle to get the numbers. It's not easy, because the girls, when you mention STEM, they are kind of afraid. It's the stereotypes, the way we grow up here. I cannot say that we are where we should be in those fields. So yes, we have these 2 programs, and we hope for more.
Yes. And with EIT, we will have the support from our colleagues to help with this, both for girls in innovation and entrepreneurship, and also with systems for the young students. The Jumpstart that was mentioned before can be a good way for having an initial support, maybe from JA, and helping the people, the students, the university students that have the idea, move it forward and be trained on the Jumpstarter. So I think there are ways that we can also support, and maybe even have funding programs or apply for support to have such programs in Cyprus. Maybe if we are very successful, we can maybe bring such an accelerator to Cyprus one of the following years, and we will try to do that. Then I will go to you, Constantino. Tell us a bit about your company.
Okay. First of all, thank you for the invitation. Thanks all of you for being here until this time. Well, it's my pleasure to being here. And also, just to tell you, you mentioned a lot of us as success story. I will tell you what's the story, and you define it as success. The story that we came to Cyprus back with a sole purpose. Cyprus has a lot of negatives. It's an island. It's a divided island. You have to go to the army. You have to feel protected. several times per year. You have to have people going to the army several times per year. And everything's expensive because it's an island and it's in the other part of Europe. And so we have no advantages compared to being in the Central Europe. We don't have raw materials, we don't have access to technology, we don't have access to innovation, we don't have access to proper technology transfer. And we even don't have good services because everyone says that they do something, they don't deliver. So once we came in 2016, the purpose was to build something. And we realized that we couldn't build it. And the reason we couldn't build it is because we didn't have the knowledge, we didn't have the innovation capabilities, and we couldn't apply what we've learned. So we tried for a couple of years to build it through the normal way, which didn't work, because nobody gets something done until the end. They repeat it. So what happened is I was lucky enough, 2018, to apply for Climate Kick, and basically provided us with the opportunity of having Chrysalis Leap and the team, Stelios Prokopiou and Alexandros Charalambidis, and the rest of the team, gave us two things. They gave us good training, bringing us into a very difficult space, understanding that our product was inferior from the market, and gave us an opportunity to travel around Europe to test our product with the market. We traveled to Greece, we traveled to Poland, we traveled to Italy, we traveled to Spain. So we saw our product and we received something that we never received up to this day from Cyprus. We received feedback from community. People don't want to trust you, they don't want to give you feedback. Because they provide, they are jealous of your success. That's what happens. So once we received some Climate Kick feedback, we had the opportunity to do something simple, improve our product. And by improving our product, we had the opportunity to evolve. And by evolving, when we had the opportunity to get into another point that you mentioned. If you start by mentioning you will get grants, you will get success, the first thing that you have to tell to somebody is that you are not going to get grants, you are not going to be successful, and you have to be okay with it. You have to be able to improve your offering, make your offering in the highest value that you are offering will be accepted. Because all these people that are there in EIT, they tried to get their EITs approved. They applied, they have their PhDs, they have their time, they are clever people that work to get it there. It just didn't magically happen, and they put all this together. It's a competitive process. That's why it wasn't here from the beginning. It's a competitive process to be there. You have to be clever. You wanna set exactly through her line what she has to when as an entrepreneur succeed, go there, come back. It's full of failures. So that's our story. Now we have two products in the market. One and both of these products came after pivoting what we initially started. So one product we have, and the product that the chief scientist mentioned, is an air monitoring system that allows you to do proper tracking of air monitor parameters and how you can find several banks in Cyprus, big organizations, and now it's obligatory. But with the ESG reporting, you have to put it, and you have to put it in, especially in places like this, that you have a lot of people doing meetings. In Cyens, it wasn't easy to even put it here, because people don't hear us. They don't like to support it. So it's good for us to understand that you have to take this feedback and improve your offering so that you can make them to put this technology. And the second product we have is a portable diagnostic device that allows you to do multiple diagnostics. We've patented new technologies now that allows you to improve water testing, to improve bacteria monitoring, allows you to have even more uses for monitoring the activation of carbon. It's a new patent that we put out there, and it's supported by the water council in Cyprus. They're already using it, and they benefit a lot, and they reduce their carbon footprint for 2 dams up to 70% for their activation of carbon. So actual results. The only reason we have these results is because we failed, and we have to improve our results. So that's
Right. Say any end that is good is a success.
it's not an end. We
No,
continue.
I know any point that is good in the line of the journey of life is a good point.
If you're here, it's a good point.
But also we should say that with all the accelerators and with all the trainings, there are people that will not get through. And there are people that will fail and fail again and fail again. But that's how you get the feedback and the knowledge. And that's what was mentioned earlier about the most important information that someone was giving, the book about feedback.
Yes, exactly.
So we agree with that. And we hope to continue on a success story.
You just get this.
Yes. So that is great. But now I'm coming to Elena. Elena, so tell us a bit about what you're involved with at the Deputy Ministry. You have two really important projects. One was mentioned earlier by the Chief Scientist on how the innovation one. Yeah. Because I don't know if you've heard on how the law has changed, and there is now, if someone is registered as an innovative company, they can get some tax reductions or something.
Should we
So-
start with that then?
No, start with
Start with the other one.
yeah, with the project that interests more urban mobility and also a few other people in this room. So please.
So she's talking about the Smart Cyprus project. It's a very big project which is going to be implemented by the Deputy Ministry over the next 12 years. It aims at building a smart city national platform for the whole of Cyprus and initially implementing 4 vertical solutions on it. And these 4 vertical solutions are smart parking, smart waste management, smart lighting, and citizen app. It's being funded by the RRF and by 35 million euro. And our aim is that after this first phase is implemented with the 4 vertical solutions, then the platform will be able to host additional vertical solutions, endless possibilities of them that might be offered to the public sector and municipalities, government sector in general. So it's a very ambitious project, and it establishes a base in Cyprus for anything smart.
Great. And I think that is something that will be of interest in collaborations and having Nicosia and Cyprus as a pilot case, and see also on how you can have a smart city bottom up, top down, and collaboratively.
Yes.
So that will be very interesting, and also on how we can have startups both from Cyprus and also from abroad evaluate how this will evolve and maybe provide services and develop products exactly for this. And please now tell us also about the other initiative that you are involved with.
So the innovation certificate. So this is it's an incentive given by the Cyprus government I'll explain how it works. A company applies to us to get certified as an innovative company. I think you do have a certificate. Yes. We give the certificate. I remember the company. So if it fulfills certain criteria, then we grant the innovation certificate to the company. And what is the benefit of that? The investors to the company get a tax benefit, tax deduction. Not the actual company, but the investors, whether they are physical persons or legal persons. So this is a very important incentive given by the government. And where's the synergy with EIT? All the certified companies are published on our website, and they are typically they're companies that are looking for funding, looking for training, looking for networking, which are your ideal customers.
Exactly.
So here's the synergy.
So you're giving us a customers database.
Yes.
So we're very excited about that. And that is where I will also ask the help of the KICs when we group these companies together to maybe have events that are smaller than this on specific sectors, and maybe just bringing a specific KIC every time to actually have meetings like this. I am enjoying that this is more of also a discussion and not just someone just talking and not engaging with the audience. So discussing and finding solutions and maybe having suggestions so that we have the highest impact and helping the companies the most in achieving their goals, in continuing their success road and having the greatest impact for all of us as citizens in our city, in our country, and in Europe. I will keep it short and I will not have other questions to my panel. However, please engage with them and please also the EIT representatives, it's really important to have this. I'm cutting this a bit shorter so that we can finish on time.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Do you know how much the companies got funding from investors? Do you have this information or not? If you don't have, it's good to have it.
That's information handled by the Ministry of Finance. They do have the information, but not currently. They have for 2020, for example. Investors who ask for tax deduction, there are not that many for 2020.
And the new Smart City platform will have access to provide open data to startups to work, or closed data or paid data. After you build the platform.
Yes, it will be an open source.
Because that's the most important.
Well,
to activate startups and build on the Smart City.
Yes, we're going to. It will be evaluated soon. The tender is closed now, so we have proposals submitted in. We will evaluate soon, and once the contractor starts the contract.
Yeah, but it's in the projected plan. This is what okay, good.
Okay, thank you. And thank you very much. Thank you for coming today and thank you for spending with us. And I really hope for your support also to have the RIS Hub as a success, to bring more EIT collaborations in Cyprus. And we are here for connections and also whatever you need to achieve this also. So please see this as a two-way partnership. We want to move forward as a two-way, since we are also collaborating with you. We want to have the greatest impact and we want to move on this journey. Yes, hi.
Yes, just a short statement. Regarding startups and the success rate is not as high as everybody would like. I would like to mention an example, a recent example, a real life example. A few weeks ago, a startup mentioned to me that he has 3 concepts in mind in the creative industries, and he didn't know which concept to go along with. And after a couple of weeks of discussing it with him, a few questions I made, it was clear which concept was the most sustainable and promising. So I told him, this for sure, go ahead with this, concept number 2. And after a few weeks later, just last week, I met him again by chance in an election campaign. And I said, well, George, what happened with that? He said, yes, I proceeded with that, with concept number 2. I said, great. Well, but bear in mind, I said, that you need a brand name. Branding is very important. He looked at me, and I realized that he didn't know what I was talking about. I said, if you don't have a brand name, branding strategy, you don't have anything. So, I mean, what I want to say is that we need to develop, because there are so many factors involved in startup success. Hundreds, thousands of factors and parameters. There's a huge confusion in this. I think it's important